Okay, I just want to really quickly go through my this is called Want to Be a Teacher. So I'm just going to walk through my steps that I went through in order to become Miss Turner. Okay, so first things first, I wanted to be a teacher. Real quick, I know you're gonna skip this part of the video. I wanted to be a teacher. I first realized I wanted to be a teacher in college, right? My senior year of college, I went to school for industrial engineering, so I do have a degree, and we'll get into that. Industrial engineering, senior year of college, I decided I wanted to be a teacher, but I also decided I was in too deep, so I finished my career, went into operations, hated it. Now I'm here. Okay, cool. Hi, welcome. So what I just wanted to share is, if you're interested in switching your career, going from wherever you are into teaching, what I did to go through that process. So pretty much I went and applied for a couple different programs. They're called alternative certification programs, and it's for people who already have bachelor's degrees but not in education, right? So I have a bachelor's degree from Texas State in industrial engineering. So what you do is you turn in your transcripts to these programs. There's different programs. I applied to 240. That's a program. It's because the passing grade for the teaching certificate is 240, so that's why they're called 240. 240, Texas Teachers of Tomorrow, which in the education world is referred to like as Texas Teachers. So I'll be referring to it as that. And Lone Star, they're alternative certification programs. So I applied for all three, got into all three. They give you a list on your on your application or on your admissions letter. On your admissions letter, you get a list of what you're eligible to teach. So for 240, theirs is a little more rigorous. I wasn't the best student in college, and so through working and other things, social life, and me just being a mediocre student, I had a couple classes that I failed that I retook, but 240 doesn't take that retake into consideration if you retook it at a community college. So I retook a couple classes in community college during the summer, but they weren't called the same at my university, and so they included that F into my GPA calculation. So what they do is they calculate your GPA of, okay, you took a lot of math. That's my dog. You took a lot of math classes. We're going to calculate your GPA of your math classes. You took a lot of science classes. We're going to calculate your GPA of your science classes. That's what they did for me. It'll be different for y'all. Like, I took technology classes. I have a GPA of that. I have, they'll go through your core classes, right? For like core teaching, what is your GPA for that? So it's just, they go through that, right? They go through GPA in hours. So you have to have a certain amount of hours, which I believe is like 40 hours, 30 hours, something like that, of a certain subject, and then a good GPA. That's across the board. Now, like I said, 240 was a little more rigorous because if it wasn't called the same, or even though it replaced it in my university, it doesn't replace it in 240. So I was only accepted into science and core teaching, which is like 4 through, or I got 4 through 8. I don't know how that works, honestly, core teaching, but pretty much like whatever. Anyway, moving on. So that's what happened for me, right? So in core classes, I guess in elementary and middle, you can teach science and math or whatever the case may be, but not here, Linda. So anyway, I got approved so I ended up applying to all three. I decided with Texas Teachers, they approved me for high school math, or 7th through 8th grade math, core, and some technology, something. But I wanted to teach math, so that was my goal. So I went through Texas Teachers. Pretty much in Texas Teachers, if you're planning on doing that program, it's pretty cool. So far how I did it. I pretty much what you do is you have these required courses that you need to take and take your content exam. That's before you get a statement of eligibility, right? So you get your admissions letter, and then you do those classes, you take your content exam, and you get a statement of eligibility. Once you get that statement, you can get a job and you go through your internship. Now, let me tell you, I have not taken my content exam nor I haven't taken my content exam, nor have I taken the classes, right? So what I did, and I didn't know you could do this, and I wasn't doing it to do this. I wanted to stay within my community. So I went to Aldine schools. If you're from Houston, you know about Aldine. And so I went to Aldine schools, and I wanted to go back to my community where I grew up, right? And so a lot of people will tell you to go to like other districts where it's, you know, different people, and it's just, you know, better. But I wanted to help students in my community, right? Like, I wasn't the best student coming up, and I didn't have the best coming up, but I made it, and I want to be that help to other people like me, other students like me who weren't necessarily the best in their class, who weren't necessarily the best, but I still came out to be successful in engineering. I want to be that. I had a couple teachers that pushed me forward, so I want to push students forward in my community. So that's why I went to Aldine. Now, Aldine has this very big shortage of teachers right now, and so what they're offering is that you can become an associate teacher. So what that is for a year, they will let you teach if you get your admission. So I gave them my admission letter. Hey, I got into Texas Teachers. I'm able to teach this subject, like, you know, math from 7th or 8th to 12th grade or whatever it is. And so I gave them that letter, gave them my resume. This is where I come from, you know, whatever. Did an interview. And we'll go through that after. But pretty much, I did that. And I'm an associate teacher. They let you teach for a year. So right now it is November 4th. And so I have to take those required courses and take my content exam, which is equal to getting that letter of eligibility, that statement of eligibility that I can teach this subject. And then next year I start my internship year and things like that. You can go into Texas Teachers. I think the admissions is like $350, something like that. And then the program itself is like $5,000, somewhere around that. That's, yeah. I haven't finished the program, so I can't really talk to you about the full program. So I will talk to you about that as I go. But I'm making these videos for people who are interested in like just knowing the process and getting in the door. Like, I didn't know the process, so I just want to share my experience so that you can go about that. Now, I don't know how many districts are doing the associate teacher option, so, you know, there's that. I'm sure better districts, quote unquote, aren't doing that because their shortage might not be that bad. I know for sure Aldine is doing it. I don't know about any other districts in Houston nor any other districts in the world. So there's that. I live in Texas also, by the way. So Houston, Texas is what I know about. North Houston, Texas, Aldine. Anyway, so that's what I went through with that. Now, as far as we're gonna go into like the interview process and everything like that. So as far as the interview process, I applied to the district. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna apply to the district. So I applied to Aldine and HISD, which is Houston. Excuse my, it's glue under my nails. I do press on, so I just did my bad. Anyway, I did Houston and Aldine. But since I really wanted to teach in Aldine, I wrote out all the school, like I think I still have the paper somewhere. I wrote out literally every school that was hiring for a secondary teacher, so a teacher in my field. And I emailed the principals a like, hi, my name is Bailey. I graduated from Aldine Schools. I'm really interested in switching my career into teaching. I have a passion for teaching. This is real quick where I used to work, or what I like to do, or what I've done to help, like whatever. I threw in that I graduated from Nimitz and Aldine School, so they knew I came from the environment. I wasn't just trying to get a job, right? And I got some callbacks, so I went to different interviews. I interviewed in the schools that liked me, reached out to the HR, their HR, the district HR, and the process started. So basically from there, I had to get fingerprints done to make sure I wasn't a murderer, nor a criminal, nor a pedophile. And once all of that was done, I started my first day actually this week. So I say that to say that even though it's November, or it's whatever it is for whenever you're watching this, don't let that stop you from applying. They're always applying year round, especially the worst. I don't like calling Aldine like a bad district. Like, it's not. It's just the environment that it's in, but that's another video for another day. But anyway, the worst quote unquote districts, or the more they need, the better your chances of getting a job on the off season. So technically I'm an off season hire. I was hired even after October, which is like their late hires. So but take advantage of that. Don't let that stop you. Like, I was gonna wait and stay in the operations field until next August so I can have a clean start, which is easier, don't get me wrong. Like, I just started, and well, I'll talk about that in a different video. So follow, like, and subscribe, plug for more information on that. But it is harder to start in the middle of the year, but don't let that stop you. If you have a passion, go for it. Like, do it. Yeah, that is pretty much what I did to start my teaching career. So what I'm studying, I can talk through that real quick. So I got this book, Mom-Metrics Test Preparation. I'm going through this book right now. Texas Teachers gives you a 30-day trial of another teaching program that's really, really cool, but I'm saving it so that I can do it after I go through this book. So if you're like me and you I graduated college 3 years ago, 4 years ago in May, and high school almost 10 years ago in June, right? So I haven't seen a lot of this math in a long time, and especially like high school level, like I'm still in the beginning of the book because I'm going through like very slowly. I'm going through each section and everything, but for right now it's doing great. It's bringing back a lot of my remembrance. Remember that whatever subject you're doing, you should be already familiar with it. So it's not going to reteach you. It's kind of like here's a synopsis of what this is and what you need to know kind of thing. So as far as reteaching you the things, like I would use YouTube. They have videos. I don't really watch their videos, but they do have videos. So every section has, like right now I'm doing population growth, right? So every section has like a thing, right? And you go on there, they have practice questions you can do. They have a review video. They have like a transcript you can do. So there's a lot of resources within this book alone. So even though it's $50, there's a lot of resources, a lot. So I suggest getting that. I know a friend that used it for her nursing exam. Actually, she's on this channel, Sade. Tyra, she used this for her nursing exam, passed it, flying colors. So I would suggest that. I think the other program through Texas Teachers called Learning Liaisons, they have other there's a separate entity, so you can sign up with them not through Texas Teachers, but Texas Teachers gives you it for free for 30 days. And from what I see, they're really cool, but I haven't really indulged in that because I'm focusing on one before I do that. So I'm doing that. As far as study tips, I'm not going to give you study tips because I don't know if mine are working because I haven't taken my test yet. It's in December. So I will keep you updated on whether I passed or failed and what I did and everything like that. But yeah, that's how I became a teacher. So I will go through my first day that happened this week and everything like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, everything like that. And let me know if you have any questions down below and I can either respond or make another video if there's that many. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Deuces. See you later.